Hello everyone, and welcome to this lesson on creating listings that rank well in Etsy search. In order to have sales, we need to persuade customers to click the Buy Now button. Think of your Etsy listing as your salesperson. Unlike a physical store where you can answer questions and build trust in person, your listing has to do all of the selling for you. Your title, photos, description, pricing, and other details all work together to convince a shopper that your product is the right choice. Let's begin with your listing title. Your title is one of the first things both Etsy and your customers see. A good title clearly explains what you're selling using the keywords your customers are searching for. Suppose you're selling a personalized cutting board. A weak title might simply say, "Beautiful wooden board." That doesn't tell Etsy or your customers very much. A much stronger title could be, "Personalized walnut cutting board, custom engraved gift, wedding gift for couples." Notice how the second title tells both Etsy and the customer exactly what the product is. It also includes several relevant keyword phrases without sounding unnatural. Your goal is to describe the product clearly, not creatively. Sometimes sellers try to invent catchy product names. While those names may sound nice, shoppers usually search using simple descriptive phrases. Always think about what your customer would type into the search bar. Now let's talk about your product photos. Many shoppers decide whether to click your listing within just a few seconds. Most of that decision is based on your primary photo. If your photo doesn't grab their attention, they may never even read your title. I've included an entire lesson on product photos, so for now I'm just planting the seed. Product photos are the single most important part of your Etsy listing. Next, let's discuss your product description. Many Etsy sellers make the mistake of writing only 1 or 2 sentences. Remember, customers often have questions before making a purchase. Your description should answer those questions clearly. In the description, explain what the product is, what materials are used, the dimensions, available colors, personalization options, production time, shipping information, care instructions if needed. Write in a friendly conversational style. You don't need fancy words. You simply need clear information. Small details help customers appreciate the value of what you're offering. Now let's look at categories and attributes. When creating a listing, Etsy asks you to select categories, colors, materials, occasions, holidays, and other product details. Some sellers rush through this section. These details give Etsy additional information about your product and help match your listing with relevant searches. Complete every field that applies to your product. The more complete your listing, the better Etsy understands what you're selling. Next, let's talk about tags. Etsy allows you to add multiple tags to every listing. At the present time, you're allowed to add up to 13 tags. Etsy Search uses your tags when deciding which listings to show in the search results. Use this opportunity wisely. Instead of repeating the exact same phrase over and over, use different keyword combinations that describe your product. For example, if you're selling a personalized ornament, your tags might include personalized ornament, Christmas ornament, family ornament, custom holiday gift, first Christmas gift, engraved ornament. Now let's discuss pricing. Pricing can be difficult because everyone wants to stay competitive. However, don't automatically choose the lowest price. Customers often associate extremely low prices with lower quality. Instead, price your products based on the value you provide. When determining your selling price, be sure to take into consideration material costs, packaging, shipping supplies, Etsy fees, payment processing fees, your time, a reasonable profit. Running a successful Etsy business means earning enough to continue growing. If you're barely making money on each sale, your business becomes difficult to sustain. Now, let's talk about shipping. Fast, reliable shipping builds customer confidence. Be realistic about your processing times. If a product requires several days to make, don't promise next-day shipping. Customers appreciate honesty far more than unrealistic promises. Some of the 3D products I sell on Etsy take upwards of 36 hours to print. I have my processing time set at 3-5 days. That gives me plenty of breathing room without having to stress getting the order shipped on time. A positive delivery experience often leads to glowing reviews. Speaking of reviews, let's discuss why they're so important. When shoppers compare similar products, reviews often become the deciding factor. Positive reviews build trust. They reassure new customers that they're making a good decision. While you should never pressure customers for reviews, it's perfectly acceptable to provide outstanding service that naturally encourages them to leave positive feedback. Respond to questions promptly. Package your products professionally. Resolve problems politely. Small acts of excellent customer service often create loyal customers who return again and again. On an important side note, I sell on both eBay and Etsy, so I have over 20 years' experience with customer reviews. My eBay store has over 25,000 positive reviews from 65,000 sales since 2005. Nearly 40% of the customers left a review. Don't expect such a high review rate on Etsy. I'm lucky if 10% of my Etsy customers leave a review. On average, only 1 out of every 20 Etsy customers will leave a review. Now let's consider something many sellers overlook, and that's consistency. Imagine visiting a shop where every listing has different backgrounds, different fonts, different photo styles, and different quality levels. The shop feels disorganized. Now imagine another shop where every listing has a similar style, consistent photography, matching colors, and professional branding. Which one feels more trustworthy? Consistency creates confidence. As your shop grows, try to maintain a similar look across all of your listings. Customers should recognize your products immediately. Before publishing any listing, perform one final review. Ask yourself, does my title clearly describe the product? Are my photos bright and professional? Have I answered the customer's questions? Did I complete every relevant category and attribute? Am I using strong keyword phrases? Is my pricing profitable? Would I feel confident buying this product? If you hesitate on any of those questions, take a few extra minutes to improve the listing. Remember, your listing is working for you 24 hours a day. The stronger it is, the harder it works. In our next lesson, we'll focus on one of the biggest factors influencing whether shoppers click your listings in the first place, and that's your product images. You'll learn how to take photos that capture attention, build trust, and help turn more visitors into paying customers. I'll see you in the next lesson.